Welcome to the Sunshine Podcast. This is yours truly, Dora Williams, and we are here with the men segment. Men, we need your voice. And at this time, we are here with Pastor Antoine Nixon, who is back with us once again to share with us, and I am super excited about this episode. He sent me the topic, and the topic he said will be TNT. I cannot wait for him to dive into this. So we're going to, at this time, turn it over to Pastor Antoine Nixon let's just dive right into what is TNT all about.
First of all, I just want to say, excited to be here once again with you all and give me an opportunity to share on your platform and, hopefully try and inspire and encourage, anyone that's going to listen to this episode. Men and women alike, about how we can grow and utilizing the power of our voice. And so TNT is really two things, translate and transmute. It's really all it means.
Wow.
But as an explosive, the inspiration behind it is from the amazing accomplishment that was accomplished, at Babel in Genesis, where the people were just traveling, but what was interesting to me about it, it said that the whole earth was of one language and one speech. And so that's explosive in itself, because it showed that everyone was together. That means no one was questioning the other. Everyone kind of understood where it was coming from. The word translate itself simply means to take upon your own language, or to take a language and make it your own. And so the whole world being of one speech. And if you know the scripture, it said that as they was journeying eastward, somebody had a thought. Now, normally, when a group of people have a thought, there's usually somebody to interject that thought and say, I don't really like that idea. But because they was of one language and one speech, no one interjected. Everybody says, I like it.
Wow.
And because they all was in agreement and on one accord about it, they was able to transmute this thought into a reality. And transmute is to take something from one form or a thought or a word into a higher form, which would be a reality. And so if you think about translate, it says Enoch was also translated, going from earth, and he was not seen no more and went to heaven. So the two things, going from one scene to another scene. What they was able to do with one person having a great idea and without anybody knocking it, they simply said, we don't have no place to make our own. Let us build a city and a town that is ours.
Right.
And they began to make brick and mortar, something that was never seen before in the Bible. Where did the idea come from? One person had a great idea, they built something, and they started to build something unto heaven. To the point that God said that the whole earth has become of one language.
Wow.
And they can do anything that they want to do. That is explosive. When people come together and everybody's on one accord.
Right.
And we hear it all the time from the New Testament side that, Paul talks about it all the time about, the importance of being on one accord. But we get a picture of it in Genesis. That all of them got on one accord about one particular thing. And the Lord said, behold, the people are one and they have one language. And this they begin to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them from what they do or whatever they imagine to do. I mean, that thought was so powerful with all of them being together that God said there's no one on earth can stop them from accomplishing that goal. And I just want to empower somebody to let them know how powerful their thoughts are. Because your thoughts are ammunition. And when you begin to speak it, it becomes an explosive. That's TNT. Your thoughts are ammunition. Your ideas are ammunition. When you begin to speak it or transmute it into a reality, that makes it explosive. So I think sometimes I'm a walking explosive.
Wow.
Just waiting to let a bomb loose or something. I got ideas all in my head and I'm ready to see it. Because I've also already seen some things that people, how back in the day we would hear something, I got a bomb idea.
Right.
Cool. But when it becomes an explosive is when you ignite it.
Wow.
It's because they put action to it. The Nobel Peace Prize is actually named after the guy Nobel, right? Alfred Nobel. He is the one that created the dynamite by taking some substances, putting them together, and getting an igniter. That's the same power that we have.
Right.
They was wondering, They took an idea and began to put it in work. And the translation was they all understood each other's language. And when they transmuted that idea, they got brick, mortar, put it all together and started building. And we need to do the same thing. We actually have the opportunity to do the same thing.
Wow. Oh, now oh gosh, you said a lot. You said a lot. Translate. Where is it at? Because I wrote it down.
But translate, it means to turn into one's own or another language. It means to own it. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, what you're trying to do, I can definitely speak to this point for myself because I own everything that I speak about. I don't really talk about nothing until I've already owned that whole idea and saw that whole plan out. And so basically what you do is if I get an idea about something, I own it. I don't care how big it is. I don't care if it's never been done because often people want to tell you, well, you can't do it. It's never been done. What I noticed in this particular passage is that no one said, we can't do it. It can't be done. Remember, it was never done before. They was wondering, just like a lot of people wandering around the world, have no idea about what they want to do. And then all of a sudden, somebody with a bright idea got tired of wondering.
My Lord.
And I recall my life, I got tired of wandering around with no idea, no plan in life, and I had an idea. If you think about the woman who had the issue of blood, in Mark's version especially, if you look at the NIV version, it says she had a thought.
Right.
She had a thought. Now, she hadn't been thinking before, but this time she had a thought that was explosive.
Right.
And she ignited it with action, and she just simply said, if I could just touch the hem, let's go. You know how many people that would have been in that room that would have heard that and said, you must be crazy?
Exactly.
And you know how that works on our minds? But what you notice with these people at Babel, that none of them objected to the person that had a thought. They said, yeah, let's do it. Now imagine if you had more encouragement about your ideas and things like that. More people encourage you. Don't matter how big it is. Don't matter if no one has ever done it. Maybe God created you to do it. And I think we need to get behind our ideas like that because you're walking around with ammunition. And all you got to do is ignite it. Then it becomes an explosive. That's kind of how it is. Communication is an art. And you got to see it as an art. The highest goal of communication is to connect.
Exactly.
That's the highest goal of communication. You can be in a room with some people that can take you to the next level. But if you don't know how to communicate in that room, to connect with those people, you're going to watch your dreams and the sources and the resources that could have supported you go out. Maybe because you're fearful, you're afraid, or you just don't know what to say when you got in there. We can't afford that.
Exactly.
You can't afford it, and neither can your ideas. So we have to know the potential. If you know that's your ammunition and God has given you these ideas, hey, here's all the ammunition. All you got to do is ignite it. You got to run with it and go with it.
I love that. And I love what you said when you said one scene to another without anyone knocking it.
Exactly.
That's powerful within itself. Because like you said, you always have these discouragers, and I just wrote it down. Don't be a discourager.
Exactly.
Don't be a discourager. And you all that have an idea, don't let anyone discourage you from that idea. And when you say, are you tired of wondering? That is powerful within itself because, again, people say, I'm tired, but okay, what are you going to do about it?
Right. And once again, everything started with a thought. They were journeying eastward with no place to go, no city to dwell in, no place of their own. But the person said, well, if no one wants to let me stay here or stay there, I'll build my own city.
Hey.
You see what I'm talking about? Now, sometimes that stuff is too far-fetched for some people. And they'll keep on wondering and find nothing.
Exactly.
When they were supposed to actually build something instead of be settling for something that someone else has, but you got to fall kind of up under their jurisdiction. And I like also how the person who said it, he included everyone that was walking with him. That's another key point in like leadership and things. You make sure you pull your team in. Once you have a group of people or whatever you're rolling with, it's no longer I, it is us and it's we. We have to use those terms. So he said that let us build us a city and a tower whose top may reach into heaven. He made that dream of his was inclusive. It was not exclusive. And I think that's another good point to be made is that he included them even though they didn't have the idea. He said, all of us, we're a team, we're one. Let me help all of us out because he couldn't build it by himself.
Right.
So we have the potential to do those things. I think sometimes the world, causes us to shrink when we should enlarge. Run with your ideas, run with your dreams, run with your visions, because God has already given. He's the one that gives you that ammunition. And he says, now go out there and shake it up.
And that's good. And I want to say to the men, stop settling, just like you just said. Stop settling. Do it if you have to do it alone. You weren't made to do it alone, but do it if you have to do it alone. And I just wrote down what you just said about the wondering, because that just still, that stands out. Aren't you tired of wondering? Stop letting your mind wander with the negative thoughts of, like I said, am I good enough? Am I worthy enough? Men, we're waiting on you to step up and step out, move on that thought. And like you said, you never know who will come along or who's in the room or in your atmosphere that may be able to add to your vision, add to your dream.
Igniter. So the person in the room could be your igniter.
Right.
Because with if your thoughts are ammunition, your words are explosives, but yet and still you need an igniter. Meaning you can have dynamite sitting on the table, but you don't put no fire to it.
Right.
It's just dynamite sitting on the table. But that person in the room, whoever can take you to the next level, is possibly your igniter. Once you ignite the stuff, that's when it becomes dangerous. That's when your words become explosives.
Right.
Right now it's just ammunition. It's just sitting there. So we be sitting on ideas, and even the word wandering, you have the wanderer, which is the person who's just wandering in their head. But these people were wandering as in the word to just go through life. So they was walking around, doing things. They were just wandering through the wilderness, like that type of thing. So we can be wandering in our head, or we can be physically actually doing that. But the fact of the matter is, we ain't doing nothing with these great things that God has put into us. And he's like, hey, I got you in a room full of igniters.
Right.
We pray to get in a room that we don't have the confidence to speak in.
Come on.
God, you wasting God's time with that.
Right.
Because you said, Lord, put me in the room or put me around some people that can actually help take my dream to the next level.
Right.
Then he puts you around, and you're around that person because they talking in the language that you understand. They talking about, don't even know you, right? But they talking in the language that you understand. Now they talking about the things I want to do and where I'm trying to go. And they probably already where you want to be at, but yet still you fearful.
Exactly.
And you don't want to go up to that person. And you done prayed to God to get you in that room.
Right.
And he has allowed your words to be explosive, meaning that when that person hear you talking, they're going to relate to what you're talking about, and they're going to ignite it. So it can't be fearful.
Can't be fearful.
You got to actually talk about it. You got to stop, think, and then act. Take a moment to say, okay, this is my opportunity. Like they said, let us build. That's what he said. He said, okay, it ain't no city for us.
No.
But that don't mean we can't build.
See,
that's how we get sometimes. We feel like because we don't see it, it don't exist.
Right.
But it still exists even if it's in your head.
There you go.
And then when you transmute that, that is to put it into reality. So you can take what's in your head and put it in between your eyes.
Exactly.
And you can see that thing.
You can see it.
Once you do that, you start building.
That's it.
They never heard of brick and mortar before. But somebody said, somebody doing it.
Exactly.
Let us do it. It's been done already. Let us build our own city. So that we don't have to settle.
Not at all.
You got to look at your partners or your people and be envious and settle and want what they have. Nah, build your own.
Build your own.
You can build it from the ground up. These people built from the ground up without anybody helping them outside. And we can do the same thing if we really get behind our ideas.
Right.
So that was the thing for me too. What made it explosive was the fact that they did it. It was their idea and they ran with it. I would encourage men and women to, if you're sitting on something, build on it.
Right.
Don't just sit on it, build on it.
Right. That's good. And I was thinking that you were saying that, as many, when we don't open our mouths just to, push out there, like you say, someone's up speaking and is speaking to you. Like you say, you prayed about it. For one, don't waste prayers.
Exactly.
When God has answered, gave you that answer, you have to walk in and do what He has told you to do. If it ain't nothing but to you hear someone talking and they're talking your language, go talk back.
That's the game right there.
Talk back.
That's supposed to naturally identify with you because you got to think about what it said. It said they were all of one language and one speech.
Exactly.
Meaning nothing that was said should not have been understood.
Right.
Nothing that dude said.
Right.
Everybody should have comprehended.
Exactly.
Because they all spoke the same language, and they were all of the same speech. They were all on one accord. You know, and you take that and you transmute that, which is to alter that form. So what he did, he altered the form that was in his head and changed it to a higher form, which was to start actually building. But you have to start with nothing.
Yeah.
But your ideas are powerful.
They are. And you have to stop it somewhere, like you say. You have to.
You just got to stop and they said, well, let me try this. That's what the woman did. She had tried everything, you know, doctors. It said she had spent all her money.
Right.
And none of them could help her. But guess what? Who could help her? Herself.
That's it.
Herself. She had a thought. That thought was explosive. She ignited it herself.
Right.
So there wasn't nobody in the room.
Exactly.
She was the ammunition, the explosive, and the igniter.
All of it.
Soon as she put fire to that ammunition, it exploded in her mind as an idea, and she ran with it. She touched it, and we saw the result of that. Boom.
Yep.
She was healed when she did it.
Right.
And they did the same thing. It exploded. When it exploded, we saw the tower going up.
Right.
Same thing. When it explodes, we're going to see your dream coming out, thing that was in your head. And now you can see it. There's a saying that said, if you can see it in your head, you can see it in your hand.
Exactly.
There it is.
Yep.
But first, you got to conceive it in your head, or which is just to believe in. If you can believe in it, then you can actually get it done.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. And don't be that one that has lived all your life, prayed to God, and He answers, and then you turn away from it, or you ignore it, or you miss, what God is doing in your life. Because a lot of people have great ideas, and they took it to the grave because they never spoke out. Yeah. They never responded to answer prayer. They never, someone was in the room with the help to ignite, like you said, to ignite their dream, ignite their vision. Right. But you ran from it because of fear.
Right. Yeah.
So don't take those ideas to the grave.
The Bible tells us that death and life is in the power of the tongue. And when you talk about power, that simply means the word means it's in the hand of that person. That's what it simply means. Right. Death and life is in the hand of that person. So if you have all that potential with just your tongue, right? And the Bible also talks about it's a small member, but it can get nasty. Right. The Bible tells us in Hebrews, James, not to discredit what that tongue could do, because it could put you in a room. Okay. It can get you kicked out of a room. Yes, sir. It just really depends. Right. But the tongue is just a fashion of something. You know what I'm saying? Death and life is in the power and the hand of the tongue. Right. The tongue is just the instrument. It said, but death and life is held in your hand. Right. What are you going to do with that instrument, though? And so, if I can speak life, that just simply said, they spoke life to their dream. Let us build a city. Now, if you got a negative in there, a negative connotation, what you're going to do, that person is going to speak death into that dream. Right. But the most powerful thing about TNT was that they spoke one language and one speech. It's a beautiful thing when you're around people who really support what you do. Right. Wholeheartedly. Exactly. Even if they don't understand your dream, your visions, even if they ain't got it all together. But if they don't even speak negative on it, if they just pray for it, that's all you need. That's all you need. That's it. Long as they ain't against it. Exactly. Long as they ain't against it. Because you don't need nobody that's against it, whether it's directly or indirect. Sometimes people can be against it because they don't understand. Well, maybe God ain't brought that to them yet. But they can always support it. That's it, always. No excuse. That's it. That's it. This has been encouraging to me. And as you were talking about the ignite, when you have dynamite, it does no good. It's useless. It's purpose. It doesn't serve any purpose if it's not lit. And I was thinking about a message that I used to encourage someone one time, that when you have a kernel of popcorn seeds, it doesn't benefit anything. You can't do anything with that until you put it in oil. And you still can't do anything with that until you put some heat behind it. Once you put heat up under that pot, it got to pop. It's going to pop out something. And in the end, you're going to have popcorn. Right. So you got results. Exactly. Got results. One thing about results always come with action. Oh, there it is. They come with action. There it is. So you can have a great idea, But if you don't put no action behind it, it doesn't mean the idea wasn't great. It means you wasn't great at getting behind it.
Exactly.
And so the idea fails, or like you say, or could possibly go to the grave with you. But it doesn't mean that the idea wasn't what it should have been.
Exactly.
I mean, the way I say it, if it was supposed to be popcorn, it's gonna be popcorn. Now whether or not you pop it, that kind of depends on you.
Right.
You know, on how you do things. But God designed the kernel to be able to become popcorn. But He don't force you to pop it.
Right.
And I think that's the thing, you know what I'm saying? God doesn't force us to pop the popcorn.
Right.
He just put the popcorn within the kernel of the corn.
Right.
So now that's just potential. And all of us are walking around, I'm just saying, you know, with potential to be dynamite,
Right.
to be explosive, to go out and change the world, to change our community, to change the church, change our homes and all these things. But are we being ignited?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and the whole thing about igniting, I look at the term because like the woman, she was self-actualized, meaning she was self-ignited. You know, what a man can be, he must be. That's what self-actualized means. So, but same in a woman. What a woman can be, she must be.
Right.
You know, so because she was self-actualized, she ignited her own popcorn. She said, ain't nobody coming to help me. Ain't nobody coming to save me.
Right.
Matter of fact, they done told me to stay in the house.
Okay.
I'm about to pop this popcorn. You know? If ain't nobody gonna come pop it for me, I got some grease, I got the corn, I'm about to turn the stove on, and we about to get it popping.
Hey.
And we say that stuff, you know, let's get it popping.
Yeah.
I'm just saying to the people out here, let's get it popping.
Let's
You got
get
an
it
idea,
poppin'.
let's get it popping.
That's
because I'm gonna pop mine.
Hey, me too.
You know, I'm gonna pop mine.
That's it. Hey, so that's your word for today. Pop your popcorn.
Let's get it popping.
Let's get it popping. There it is, right there. I got to say it right. Let's get it popping.
Let's get it popping.
No excuse.
No excuses.
No excuse. Let's get it popping, y'all. On the real though, many of you are sitting on stuff. Many of you are carrying things that need to be ignited. Get behind your idea. Get behind those gifts and callings that God has placed on the inside of you, and let's get it popping. Let's explode. It's just time to just let it rip and just explode in this season.
TNT.
Listen, TNT.
Translate and transmute.
There it is. Translate, transmute. I love it. But you all be encouraged. And let's ignite in the season. Let's be exploded by any means necessary because people need what you have. I need what you have. So stop hiding it, stop holding it, stop wandering around with those thoughts, those giftings. Let's get to work.
Yes.
Get to work and push it because we need it. Anything else?
I just leave with this last thing right here. The Bible just simply says, for the gifts and the calling of God are without repenting. That means you don't have to explain your gift or apologize for it, but unapologetic, because God has put a certain personality in you. That's why you want to get it popping.
Right.
Because the word gifts in that translation means charisma. You know, so people, God looked at you and said, I'm gonna put this particular personality in you. Let's get it popping.
Let's get it popping. All right, well, we're leaving it at that. Until next time, let's get it popping.